Hey guys, I'm going to do a video. Basically, it is going to be about, let me tell you, it's going to be about getting back into reading, and I'm mainly talking about, I don't know about America, I don't know about the school system there, I don't know about other countries, but right now it is actually gearing down to the end of the year, and I think it's our final, the final term has begun. Now, I'm not in school. I do courses, and hopefully next year I'll be, I guess, in school or TAFE or uni, which is kind of like college. So I'm kind of actually in college right now. I guess TAFE, uni. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, basically I'm doing education. It's not in a school, but it is a course. I'm doing aged care, and I'll be going into nursing. So basically, a lot of the time that I have been in the past couple of months has been very strained, and I have had a lot of trouble focusing on my studying because I have so many hobbies, and I'm the kind of person who likes to follow my bliss rather than complete my assignments. So I have a problem there. I also have a lot of hobbies. But today we're going to be talking about getting back into reading. Now, I'm not so much in a slump myself. I haven't been reading for the past couple of days, reading my fiction books like I want to, but I have been reading a lot of other things like my writing books and finishing them off, and reading stuff online and doing my homework and stuff like that, so I'm still reading. This video is mainly for people who are starting school, starting a new job, trying to find that balance, already in a job, already in school, and just that transition where sometimes life gets in the way and you have a more heavier workload and it's really hard to get back into reading or whatnot. So basically the following strategies are some that I have used before. So the first I would usually do is when I feel like I'm about to get into a rut or I've finished a really bad book, what I do is I go on YouTube and I go on the BookTube community, and I sometimes go onto videos where there's hauls or weekly updates or what have you, any book related video, and I say to myself, okay, so whatever book comes up in this video that I have on my shelf, I will read that book. So for instance, I remember I was watching one of Brad's videos, I think it was, and I thought to myself, I really feel like reading something else. The books that I was reading weren't working. I had a few good ones and a few bad ones. That's just my window falling down. Okay? And so I decided that I was going to do that, and I did that, and I read Ebeneath. I chose Ebeneath by Brodie Ashton. That worked really well, and it's actually worked a couple of times. So when I feel myself getting into a rut, or I feel myself finding it hard to read, and I decide to get a new book off my shelf, and I do it that way. Otherwise, I just watch those videos. I watch the whole videos, I watch the To Be Read videos, I watch all those kinds of videos on YouTube, and usually it picks up my spirits enough for me to want to pick up another book. Generally speaking, I read about 7 books at the one time, so I have a mixture of books, but sometimes though I can have 7 books on the go and I just cannot get into it. I'm just not in a reading mood because I have too many things going on in my life. So what I usually do in that circumstance, when you do have a lot of things going on, is I keep a planner, and often I have enough time because I have more time than I need, but soon it's going to not be that case. So what I'm starting now is a practice, is where I write down the things that I have to do today, and mainly I write down the things that are most important. So like I have my first aid, I have to do some chores around the house, exercising, and picking stuff up from the supermarket. So I'll go do those things, I'll cross those things off, and then I will say, for instance, finish Revive by Kat Patrick. So that is one of my goals for today. Hopefully I want to finish it. That's reading related. That is in my list of goals for today. I make sure that I make time for reading. If I don't, even if it's only for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, especially when you're trying to adapt to a new plan or a new lifestyle, these kind of things really do help. You don't have to do it on a planner, you can do it on a piece of paper, you can do anything you like. just make sure that you have a list of things that you need to do today. You don't even have to prioritize them, just mark them down and cross them off. And if you do chores and exercising and then you decide to read, go for it. But that's a good thing, you're still reading. And trust me, after you've done house chores, you will want to read. You will want to break. So that is kind of like reverse psychology, I guess. And then here I have, if I complete my things for today, because I've had a busy day today, my reward is that I can watch some YouTube videos, or I can start Anna Dressed in Blood. Now I've watched YouTube videos, I kind of cheated a bit, but I'm hoping that if I can finish my first aid handbook, which is the most important thing on the list, because I need to do it for school, then I can start Anna Dressed in Blood. So that is one helpful tip, I guess, if you are kind of organised sort of person and you are transitioning and going through those kinds of steps in your life. So try using a planner, a notebook, whatever. The next thing I would suggest that you do, if you're getting started into reading again and you're not quite sure what to read or not quite sure what to do, I have two suggestions. One is to reread an old favourite, or reread just a book that you really did like. It doesn't have to be a favourite, just a book that you have read before and you've enjoyed. Right now I'm using Writing Down the Bones as an example because I am writing, I am doing writing courses, I'm trying to keep this aspect of my personality and a balance in my life. I really think it helps to have hobbies, and writing is one of my passionate hobbies. So I'm trying to integrate that into my balanced lifestyle. Sometimes I need the kick in the ass, and by reading this helps. And at the same time, I'm kicking myself in the ass and getting my pen to paper. I am rereading an old favourite, which is getting me back into reading. And I'm enjoying myself and following my bliss. I'm making time for reading, I'm making time for life, because when I write, it makes time for other things later in my life. It clears out my head. And it makes me able to read better as well. Not like in an academic way, but it makes me read clearer and freer. So read something that you really like and have enjoyed. Harry Potter, all those kind of things. Reread those, check them out, get into that stuff. My other suggestion in that respect is to continue a series that you have started and that you like. I know a lot of people, including me, have a ton of fucking books on their shelves, to be honest. And a lot of the time it takes us like 7 years to actually finish a series, because we have so many series that we've started. Well, I suggest if you are in a reading slump, or if you're just getting back into reading, that you pick up a series book, the next book in the series, that you've already, like a series that you've enjoyed. So for instance, for me, I could possibly pick up Supernaturally by Kirsten White, because that is the second book in the Paranormal series, and I really love that series. Or I could pick up the next book in the Vampire Academy series, which I might add I have to do sometime soon, because I haven't read one of the books this year, and as the rate's going, yes, I'm going to be finished in the next 10 years. So that's a really good suggestion. I have tried that before and it has worked. Obviously you try to choose series that you actually enjoy rather than series that you want to start, or you can do that too. But if it's a series you're like meh about, you probably don't want to pick up a meh book, because you want something that's going to rejuvenate you and make you excited and make you fall in love with those characters again. And sometimes it's really great to take a break from reviewing and hyped up books and YouTube in that respect. So that is one of my suggestions. Make lists, and what I mean by this is make wish lists, make a list of books that you love, make a list of the books that you want to borrow from the library or anything like that. Make lists. When you make lists and look down at them and carry them around with you a lot, I mean, you don't have to carry around, you can stick them on your wall, you can stick them in your binder, you can stick them in your journal, you can just write them down and burn it, whatever you want to do. Write those things down, because the more you look at them, the more you get excited. For instance, I had in my journal and on my table and on my computer that I was getting the diviners, and I was super excited about that. And so, for instance, if I was trying to find a book to read after reading a crappy book, or trying to get into a new book after transitioning through work and all that kind of life shit, well, then I could pick up the diviners and know that I'm very excited about it, because I've written that down a lot. And it's one of those reoccurring books that I've mentioned in my life, and so I think, oh, okay, I'll pick that up. Writing down characters that you love, writing these things down. I really think that reading and writing go hand in hand. When I say writing and reading, I mean that can mean anything. Okay, that can mean the next tip that I'm going to show you. But really, I think if you do like writing and you are passionate about writing, integrate those two together. Keep these lists really on paper, and you kind of get that sort of one-on-one, I guess, that you don't get from typing it up on a computer. You can flick through it, you can experience it, you can kind of, I don't know, it's a very odd way to explain the situation or give you guys advice, but try it out. Try writing these things down, try writing your wish list, try writing things that you've loved about books, try writing that you might, talk about your crushes in books and things like that, and then carry that around in one book. And then when you feel like you are having a bit of a low, or you don't know what to do about reading, or you just need some inspiration, flick through that book and say, oh, I really like that character. I wonder if, or the topic, I really like dragons. I wonder if I could find any other books to do with dragons. And then you go online, or you go through magazines, or you go to the library, and you pick up some really fantastic books, and they have a pile of books to read. So that is one of my suggestions. My last suggestion, which, well, actually I have two, sorry. No, one. I did cover rewards. I also have one more thing to say after that, which it might be a little bit of a rant. Reading journal. Now, I have been using a store-bought one, which was kind of like, it already had everything in it that, date, time, 5-star rating, what you liked about this book. You know what, it didn't work. It worked to a fault, because I tended to write most of my stuff and most of my notes on post-it notes, and I lost them, or I wrote them on the computer. So I decided to keep everything in unison, and I keep saying that, but coherent, and I decided to use a composition notebook. This is a beginning tip, okay? I have not tried this method for a long time, since I was actually in high school, and it worked like a gem in high school. I can tell you guys, it worked like a gem. I really did love this. So this method is something that I just can tell you guys, it's fabulous. Basically, what I do is I keep everything in a book. So this is my table of contents, and these are the things that I discuss in my reading journal. I have my library books, my to be read list, my Kindle list, my in progress books. Now by in progress, I mean books that I've already started and are kind of, This is a good place to put down your thoughts about the books that you may have started and gotten you into a slump, because you may want to go back and read those. Often, more than not, that's the case. So for that, I wrote down for the books that I've read, the books that I'm reading, or stuck in, the page number that I'm at, and the page numbers that they have there. So that's just an interesting thing that you could do, you could try it. But starting a reading journal is really fun, because it gets you thinking about what books you really would like to read, what books you are reading, what books you have enjoyed. I mean, you could put down your favourites list, and this is somewhere you can keep all your lists as well. And so, for instance, I have my library books here, and so what I do with my pink highlighter is I highlight the ones that I'm currently reading. So my library books for October, and some of them may go back. If they go back, or if I don't like them, I could just cross them off. And so I'm reading Revived by Kat Patrick, and this is my to be read list. This is where I write all my books that I have chosen to read. And so right now I'm reading Writing Down the Bones and Past Midnight, and obviously I have how many pages it has, the name and the title. Same with my Kindle list. And I'm doing a weekly progress where every day I note down whereabouts I am in each book, because that helped me before, and it might help you guys. Whew. Okay, so I hope those suggestions were helpful. These are just things that work for me. They may not work for you, but there's a couple ideas that I can throw at you, and you can take them with a grain of salt, or you can use them if they do work, or if they sound fantastic, or if they sound disturbing or not helpful. Let me know, because I'm doing this video for you guys so that it can benefit you guys. So the last thing I would suggest for you guys is to don't let YouTube dictate your reading. And by that I mean, if you have a to be read pile and you don't read any of the books on your to be read pile, do not feel bad, do not feel discouraged. Read what you want to read whatever suits your mood, because I honestly have been panicking about my Halloween reads, and the honest truth is I want to read all those books, I want to get to all of them, but the reality is that in the past week my life has changed, and it's continuously changing. So whether I read all of them or one of them or none of them, or it doesn't matter. What matters is that you try. What matters is that you share your opinions on no matter what book it is. Don't let it dictate your life. Don't be so stressed out by it. It's just reading, it's just fun, it's just sharing your opinions with other people. Make sure that you make reading enjoyable for yourself as much as possible. You are reading for yourself primarily, so make sure you remember that. Yes, you are reading to share your opinions, but at the end of the day, you're the one who has to sit there and read the book. So don't let YouTube dictate your life in that aspect. I hope those ideas really helped you guys. If you have any thoughts, comments, etc., like I said, just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I will definitely be doing some more of these update videos, some topic videos. I'm really into doing some organization videos, so I'm hoping that might help as well. So I would really like to thank you guys for watching, and thank you to my new subscribers, and thank you to my old ones, and I shall talk to you later. Bye.